In this tutorial, I am going to show you my current routine and share my top 5 tips for length retention. With quarantine and this pandemic going on since March, I haven't been traveling, so a few things to note. 1, I haven't washed my hair in any other water source except Atlanta, where I live now. 2, I haven't used heat this year on my hair. I've been air drying because, well, there's nowhere to be, which also means I have had very limited exposure to outdoor elements of UV rays, free radicals, and other pollutants. Also, because I know someone's going to ask, my hair has not been colored since March of 2018. What you see here is faded residual at the ends and new growth. Of course, there are lots of factors attributed to length retention, some of which are beyond your control, such as physical environment, water source, weather, free radicals, but I am going to focus on what you can control and have positive impact over. Tip number 1, keep your scalp and hair clean. Now, I know that may seem like a duh, Mo, but conversation with people, sometimes I find out that we are not all on the same page about what cleansing is. Conditioner is not cleanser. It's not formulated to be such. Co-wash is not a full-on substitute for shampoo and definitely isn't if you're only washing once a week, which I hope you are. If you have itchy or flaky scalp, it's most likely because you aren't cleansing properly or often enough. You likely have product buildup. Buildup also leads to dryness and it prohibits your styling products from working the way you want them to. You can't skip shampoo and think that your scalp and hair are going to flourish. You'll begin to shed profusely, have excessive breakage, and your curl pattern will start to become uncontrollably frizzy. I cleanse my hair every 5 to 7 days with my scalp clarifier and curl hydrator shampoo, and I make sure to massage my cleansers through for at least 1 minute before rinsing out. Tip number 2, you need to deep condition every week. You need to do so with a treatment or mask. Deep conditioning is not a time thing. Leaving a rinse out conditioner on for a longer period of time does not morph it into a deep treatment. The molecular structure on rinse out conditioners is larger and meant to coat the strands, not penetrate. Treatments and masks are made to fill in holes in the strand and deposit under the cuticle. I wrote an entire blog post on this with more detail and I will link it below this video. Since using my curl restoring treatment weekly for the past couple years, I have gone from about 12-13 inches of hair to 24 inches of hair now, and I trim my ends maybe every 3 to 4 months because consistency works. Tip number 3, figure out what your low manipulation, low tension style will be that doesn't require redoing it every day until the next wash day. For some, that could be twist outs, braid outs, wash and go, roller set, but dragging your hands and tools through your hair every day to redo it is going to damage the cuticle and make your hair weak. Hair typically holds water up to 72 hours at best, and that's okay. Curly hair doesn't want to be soaked down and disturbed daily. It makes the hair weak. You should not expect to have supple, juicy hair more than the first couple days or so, and you need to get over it. Get comfortable with the migration of how your hair looks day by day. All hair gets dry after a few days go by, me included. 95% of my wash days result in a wash and go and I'm done. It finds its way into a ponytail or a bun with a scrunchie after a few days, and that's it until we wash again. Also, don't confuse moisture with lack of luster or shine. I wrote a detailed blog post on this as well and will link it below. If you ask me what you should be doing daily, my answer is always going to be to leave your hair alone. Ultimately, you get moisture replenishment from the wash process, not by adding oils and products every day. That just results in buildup. And of course, if you disagree, that's totally fine. Please do what works for you, but this message is for anyone who is doing the most and getting nothing of what they want in return. Tip number 4, get that haircut, beloved. You should be getting your ends cut by a professional with professional shears at least once a quarter. If you have damage from color or heat or structural damage from styling, you may need to have your ends trimmed more often until that damage is gone. Also, some people just need haircuts more often. If you end up needing pretty much the equivalent of your new growth cut every time you sit in the chair, That is an indication that you need to reduce the time between cuts so that the splitting can be caught before it gets too bad. If you are cutting your own hair, I'll just say this, please don't use paper scissors or any blade that has a ridge on it because that's going to split your ends exponentially worse. Tip number 5, take care of your body. Get some rest, drink lots of water, exercise, eat balanced meals. Stop trying to replace eating properly with vitamins. Actually eat the right foods and avoid excessive processed foods and sugar. Get your annual physical. Get your blood work done. Get those iron levels checked. Get the thyroid checked. If you are postpartum more than a year and your hair hasn't returned to normal, get a hormone test and full blood panel. If you are on medication for an autoimmune disorder, blood pressure, or any other circulatory type issue, hair loss is usually a side effect. No hair products will fix that. You will have to work with your doctor on possible alternative treatments, and also just give yourself some grace. Your life is so much more valuable than your curls popping. My point here is, don't put all the responsibility of your hair on products and styling. Make sure you have your health in check and you know your vitals and what's going on in your body. Your scalp is most nourished from the inside, and your health is a huge factor in how your hair grows. Now I'm going to show you how I wrap my hair each night for bed. I use a large square scarf, quarter triangle fold, crossed over the front, tied in the back, and then I secure the end in what I like to call an enclosed pineapple. So while we're here, regardless of what style you do, make sure your hair, especially at the roots, is dry before you tie it up for the night. Warmth from your scalp, plus darkness under your bonnet or scarf, plus damp hair creates the perfect condition for tinea capitis, also known as scalp fungus. That can cause itchiness, inflammation, flaking, and eventually can lead to hair loss. Truth be told, you don't have itchy scalp. It's likely something in your routine causing it. Your scalp isn't supposed to be randomly itchy all the time. Simple way to avoid fungus is to start your wash process earlier in the day or use a hooded dryer or bonnet attachment and stop going to bed with wet hair. Also, make sure that you are cleaning your combs and brushes and clips. Those are surfaces that can hold on to bacteria and you don't want to redeposit that into your hair. So here's the next morning and I am ready to take my hair down. I just slide the scarf off, use my fingertips to massage the hair back down at the roots, shake it out a little, and that's it. I hope you all have found something in this video that is helpful or new to you, and I apologize if you opened this video and expected some quick fix magic trend thing you could do to stop having breakage. The truth and the science of hair is that it requires consistency and quality products and tools. All the things are working together. Finding your way just takes time and patience, but once you get it, you got it. You will find links to more info and helpful tips in the About section below this video and by visiting MoKnowsHair.com.